You're listening to She Means Business, a podcast of 4 women realtors, each with unique business models, who came together to establish a supportive community. We are here to offer valuable resources and break down barriers that we face within the industry.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Thanks for tuning in again. This is our last episode of Season 1. We will be coming back for Season 2, so stay tuned for that. But we're going to wrap up today with talking how we generate new business without cold calling. As we spoke on before, the 4 of us all have way different approaches to our business. Like, none of us are exactly the same, and it just kind of goes to show each realtor can do different things. And so my personal approach is I'm in new construction, so my leads come primarily from my new construction models and sign calls, which is different than the other girls here. So we're going to just dive into our favorite ways to generate leads.
Yeah.
Erica, do you want to start?
Yeah. So I guess
I put you on the spot.
Yes, you did. So for me, which is, I'd say a lot different than actually your business, is I really focus heavily on social media and just building my brand that way, educating my clients too, not just, I'll post occasional, like cute pictures and like stuff like that, but I really like to, I try like every once a week or every couple weeks to post like an educational reel talking about like something that is going to bring value and education to either a buyer or seller. And so that's helped me not only gain a couple followers, but just get people to like trust me with their home buying and selling processes. Because majority of my clients have been through social media. And granted, most of them, like I'd say 80% of them know me. I haven't, not all of them I've talked to in a very long time. Like some of them, like I went to high school with, like I wasn't even friends with them, but they were friends on Instagram and like they'll just DM me and like I see like all that you're doing, and so they trust me. So that's kind of like my main focus for getting leads.
Well, and I love the balance too of posting something personal, but while also kind of keeping it business related, because your business is kind of your way of living and it's your life and
yes.
providing for your family. And so also people don't just want to keep saying just real estate, like, okay, enough real estate, Erica. Like, who are you? I want to, I don't want to work with somebody that I know nothing about.
Yes, it's definitely a balance where it's like I still post some pictures of our family and like just personal stuff about me too, like my other side passions, not just real estate, because it's like, I mean, I care more about than just real estate, and I think most people do too. Like,
yeah, and how you're different than any other realtor. If someone's gonna like Google search Minnesota realtor and a bunch of Instagram pages come up, you don't want to just like blend in with every person that has houses. It's like, oh, this is Erica, not just another realtor.
Right, and then I'm gonna attract people who are more like me and who I'm actually gonna enjoy working with. They're gonna enjoy working with me. We won't butt heads. Like, it's gonna be a much better experience for both me and the client. And it's just a more authentic way of getting clients.
They're choosing you because they know you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And another thing, too, that you do great on is that you do make your profile, like pictures, a lot real estate, but you share so many stories throughout the day of your daily life, and that's, your followers are going to get to know you that way more, too. And the more they get to know you, and like you said, attracting your client, if they, like, see what you're doing every day and like it, then they're going to want to use you too, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's important. Like, I try to post my face, especially, like, at least once a day.
Yeah.
And again, it's like I don't always post business stuff. I'll post personal. But getting on stories is huge too, versus just, like, posting on your feed, because, like, that's just a lot.
And then you kind of get, like, that warm introduction. So when you go to, like, first meet a client, they, like, feel like they already kind of know you.
They already know you.
Yes,
which is opposite to mine, per se. Because I have someone, like, calling me up a sign or, like, saying, hey, like, want to see this, like, model. And I have no idea who they are. So it's, like, going in blind. And, I mean, I hope there's good rapport. But they don't follow me on social or anything first. So it just kind of goes to show just different ways of getting leads. And it's
totally different. And do you want to, like, expand on that? Kind of.
Yeah. So it's, like, a lot of people will call off a specific property, and it's nice because I do sell for a builder, but I can also sell existing homes as well. So I can take those leads from a sign call and still say, okay, this may not be the perfect home for you, but now I know your budget's a little bit lower, and here's a couple more in the area I've actually seen, and still help them purchase elsewhere, whether that be a different builder or, existing homes. But yeah, kind of the biggest part is like not knowing them beforehand. I don't love, so it's a little bit of a cold lead, but also they called me first. So it's like I didn't have to call them. Like they wanted my help, and I'll just email them until they tell me not to, I mean.
Right. Like, they're interested. It's
Right.
just getting them to take that next step.
Yeah.
So, again, like, providing value, right?
Yeah. Right.
Continuing to reach out.
Yeah.
Letting them know about
them
things.
knowing, like, oh, well, even though I don't want your specific house right here, you still want to help me? And I'm like, yeah. Like,
Yep.
I definitely can. And I just having the knowledge of the surrounding areas, too, and just saying, hey, okay, you want to be 50 grand under this? I know of a couple. And they're like, oh, really? Like, they're always surprised by that. So I do like that part, because I know a lot of builder reps have, like, only that builder's listing, and they're restricted to that. So I love the flexibility I have being with a smaller builder, that I primarily do the new construction, but I'm not going to, like, close the door on showing other homes.
And we have to be good as real estate agents to letting our clients know, hey, I don't just do this part of real estate, I do
Yes.
this and this, because some people will reach out to me, I didn't know you did new construction too. So I pop up on my story, yes, I do new construction. Yes, it's beneficial for you to have someone who's not the builder's agent all the time, and just different things like that. And we have to make it known to our clients that we work with investments, we work with, if you're commercial, work with commercial, you work with new construction, the ways you can bring value to them through those different things. Do any of us here do, none of us do cold calling, right?
No.
Okay,
never
so that's kind of
have.
cool. So people listening to us can kind of learn, through what we do. One thing I've always based myself on, I'm 100% sphere. I've developed relationships, especially in the last 15 years, of just getting to know people sincerely, knowing about them, their family, what they love. And that's how I kind of developed my sphere. Like, there's nothing, I'm so outgoing. I like to get to know people. I'm not salesy. I joined a lot of different kinds of groups, Facebook, and Piper, you're next door. You got to elaborate on how good what you do for that.
Sure.
And so I just want to take a time to say, Piper, what do you do on Nextdoor?
Okay. So, for those that aren't familiar with Nextdoor, it's basically like your neighborhood community app. And for me, that's kind of where I shifted gears these last 12 months, is getting more involved with the communities I was a part of. So that was my neighborhood and the school and church that my kids go to. So it's a combo. But essentially, I got on Nextdoor and I was just interacting with people more. And I mean, it wasn't I was out seeking for leads in any part of a way. It was more of like, okay, I see all these community members reaching out to help others. How can I maybe help?
Yeah.
And so
like
a few
be
people,
resource to
and
them.
a few people, chimed on, like put on there, hey, I'm renting right now, but I'm looking at this complex over here. Does anybody know anything about these condos over here? And I saw that this woman posted it like 48 hours ago, and no one chimed in. And I was like, I know that area pretty well. And so I just kind of wrote her back. And I just said, are you looking to buy or rent? And she goes, well, I'm actually open to both. And so I said, okay, well, here's the opportunity for me to let you know pros and cons. We can chat about it. We worked together for 3 months, and she closed on her first condo in November, and she could not be happier. She's just like, I feel so good to have my own place, And so for me, it was just these little blips of me chiming in. And another woman I'm working with, she was just having some, legal problems with her house. And so she reached out and no one was chiming in. And I was like, okay, well, I can chime in somewhat, or at least point you in the right direction to get you the answers that you need. And so I ended up meeting with her, and now she wants me to sell her house, this spring. And so just these little conversations have developed into relationships, have developed into clients.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most important part.
And just becoming that go-to resource,
Yeah.
like I said, too. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, Piper seems to know a lot. Like, she's responding and just even popping up in that way.
Yeah. Well, and I see it so much, like, with all professions on Nextdoor, especially handyman, There's one specifically on there who's always chiming in, hey, I can help you. I can be over within 24 hours and give you a free quote. Mm-hmm. Hey, and he is well known now within the community, so now he's the go-to handyman. And I found in my community that there's well-known realtors, but there's not a go-to realtor on this app or in this community. And I think a lot of the people that are on there appreciate the involvement that people have. It gives them a sense of peace in a sense, knowing that there's like a trusted professional out there that, you know, is actually genuinely wanting to help them.
You can already tell you're a go-getter because you're coming at, you know.
Yeah.
So that's
Right.
like if this person's gonna like chime in and I'm not even their client right now, what are they gonna do for me when I do list my house with them?
Yeah.
Like you're
Right.
responsive, like
Yes.
right away, which is huge.
Well, and the thing I struggle with too sometimes is that I mean, I don't want to like bash anybody, but the other realtors that, you know, do use the app at times, they will chime in only when someone says, I want to sell my house.
Right.
You know, and then they're like, well, I can help you sell your house, blah, 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 blah. But like, they don't really communicate with anybody else as far as, you know.
It's like
Yeah.
commission breath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. That's exactly what it is.
And that's what I've kind of honed into as well. Like, I've become like a resource. Like, people know I do new construction, and I'll have so many people reach out to me and be like, hey, what's your favorite paint color? Or like, do you have a good plumber? Do you have an electrician? And I've become like a go-to resource because I have like these subcontractors that I personally work with all the time.
I go to you for that.
Yeah, no, and I
Same.
love that. And so it's like awesome that I have that, and a lot of them are friends that have never bought a house with me yet or anything, and it's like I'm still like helping them along. And like, yeah, they're always asking for referrals from me, and so just like giving them out as much as I can, so when the time does come, it's like, okay, Ashley knows her stuff in terms of like the house in general, not just like, yeah, like the more well-rounded approach of like contractors and stuff. So I hope that that turns into leads. And yeah, just becoming a resource and not only talking to someone when they say I want to buy a house.
Yeah. And I will say, so I was just talking with our colleague friend Leslie, and she was saying that she read somewhere that you have to have almost 8 touches with somebody before, you know, anything were to transpire. And I was like, just think about that, you know, it's not just a one and done thing. You have to maintain that relationship and nurture it, and, you know, make sure that you're still there for them even when, you know, they don't need you.
Right. Even if that's like someone wants to rent, it's like that's not our primary business, but like not just like totally turning away and be like, oh, I have no help for you. It's like putting in a little effort and knowing that they'll become a client someday as well.
Well, and rentals are a part of real estate, and so it's
Yeah.
like we're the realtor. We should be able to advise them on, you know, their choices
For sure.
as far as renting and
Yeah.
the benefits of it.
So changing gears a little bit, Ange, I know you and Ben have done a lot of first-time homebuyer seminars, which
Yes.
I think you're the only one out of the 4 of us who have put one
Yeah.
on, right?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that and like how has it benefited you guys?
So I think we've had 4 closings. I know for sure 3. I think 4 though.
When
I'm
did
just
you do
forgetting
your
one.
first one?
Our first one, 2 years into the business, I think. So
6 years ago?
And where did you do
Yeah.
it?
And we actually rented out the room at Omni Brewing, and the room was only like $300, and then we gave everyone a beer ticket. So they could get a beer and listen to us. And so like we were providing value. I had a lender there too. So he was able to answer all the lender questions. We're able to answer all the real estate so that we're not stepping out of our scope of practice. And I mainly geared it towards my sphere in Facebook, and I just put it in as a vet because I'm one of those people that just wants to get it done and not perfect it, and then I'll worry about perfecting it more next time. I just want to get it done because I've read so many books that you just need to get it done, get it done, get it done. And then, you know, obviously work on perfecting it, making it better. Because if you don't just get it done, sometimes you'll just be stuck on
do
the
it.
first steps, you know. Stop.
Planning it forever.
Execute, then perfect.
Execute, then
Yeah.
perfect. So if I was to do it over again, I would do a first-time home buyer class and make signs and stick them up all around the neighborhood. Go on every single Facebook neighborhood app and write, hey, in this city we're doing a first-time home buyers. And I've been actually doing that for our next one because we have always done them around this time of year when we're a little bit slower, which it might benefit actually to do them in the fall because that's when first-time home buyers are coming back out again more. But if we do them now, then they'll be ready for next fall too. So I actually had someone that was in that class and didn't buy for 5 years and bought, ended up closing last September, October. So it still is, and not only that, we've gotten a lot of leads from that class that were through. So not counting the people that were sitting in the class that sold, which was I think 4 of them. Then we ended up getting their friends saying, hey, we went to this first time home buyer class and these are good agents. And they work with first time home buyers and they know their stuff. So we got a lot of clients through that way too. And if I did it over again, I'd hound on Facebook all around the cities around it, signs, and just getting the word out there to communities and saying, hey, we're doing this free class, and then you can offer something if you want. You have the lender there for the lender side and your real estate expertise. It's nice that my husband's a broker, so he can even go farther into elaborating on certain things. So that's what we've done, and I'm going to continue doing that because, yes, it's done a lot for our business, and a lot of first-time home buyers reach out to us, I feel like, because they've even seen that class pop up on their Facebook and stuff.
Yeah.
Have you ever had first-time home buyers at any of the classes that you have done ask any title questions? And, like, would you have a title closer there? Because for me, I'm almost like you're kind of the start, or the lender's kind of the start, you're kind of the middleman, and then the title is the one that closes the deal.
No.
So I'm like, I wonder if it makes sense to have all three there, or if first-time home buyers don't really care about that title.
They don't really care
portion.
about it.
Okay.
And they really don't. Like, if you want to explain it in 2 seconds without stepping out of your scope, I always just say, like, even when they're picking their title company, I say, hey, you can pick your own title company, or we have some people we work with a lot, and we don't get any kickbacks from them, and title is basically to make sure that there's no like liens or anything on your property when you go and buy and sell, and then you have this title insurance that if something was to happen, you know, it's a backup. But no one really has questions on that stuff.
Okay.
Like they
I feel
don't.
like, first-time homebuyers
Until they're like actually sitting there
Yeah.
signing.
Well, and maybe
Yeah.
that's kind of what I'm getting at, is because a lot of my first-time home buyers, because that's kind of like my first love. I love working with everybody, but first-time
too.
home buyers, I mean, that's just like where it just hits home for me. And yeah, I don't know. For me, it's just, I feel like they kind of get blindsided at the closing table.
blindsided.
And so when Jennifer Butcher was here, you know, she was talking about make sure you know your numbers. And so for these first-time home buyers, the title company that I work with, they have a like buyer closing net sheet or whatever that you're going to have to bring to closing. You can enter in the address. They'll estimate your closing costs for you. So at least I like kind of always hand that to them, of like, hey, it's not just your down payment that you're coming to closing with. It's the title fee and the recording fee and, you know.
But if you know yours, you can do it.
Yeah.
You know, like Ben and I, we know all that by heart, our title fees and everything. So we can say, this is this, this is this. So, you know, and your lender can actually do that almost same sheet with the title stuff. So if you, I mean, you could have a title guy, I just probably never would. I think it's too many cooks in the kitchen then too. Yeah. And if you get stuck on the title stuff, which is a lot more stuff you don't worry about because of that insurance that you're getting through them, it's like all the back behind the scenes part. I just think you could get stuck on a title person talking about stuff that really doesn't matter as much. If that makes sense.
I do feel legal jargon.
Yes.
I do feel like it is essential to have a lender always at a first-time home buyer class.
Yes.
I mean, even when I meet with somebody, I'm like, have you talked to a lender yet? Because that's almost the first conversation I want them to have.
For sure.
Because the money part is going to be the hardest and the most frustrating and the most difficult to understand part of buying a house.
Yeah.
And we can't pull their credit, so
No.
that's one of the main things.
You can change a paint color when I show you a house, but I can't change your finances. I can't change the way the outlook's gonna.
Like your finances are your driving factor.
Yeah.
So until you understand your finances, we can't really talk much about homes.
Yeah.
So I have never done. Oh, sorry. What
No,
were you
you're going to say. I was going to say, so you incentivize people to come with the free beer. Have you ever done giveaways? That was my next
We haven't.
question for
you.
you.
Oh, sorry. Yes, we did. So when we did our class, we said anyone from that class, if they come and listen and then they end up buying with us, we'll waive your buyer admin fee. We'll cover it.
Oh, that's smart.
And so we
there
covered
you
it
go.
for all those people. So
That's really nice.
That's awesome. That's a good idea.
So I have never done door hangers before, but I know some people in this group have. So let's talk about that.
Okay, so Market Dwellings is where I got my door hangers. They're so cute, you guys, and I mean, you can just walk through your neighborhood and just hang them up or throw them in a bag.
Erica, tell us all about that.
Keep them in your
I'll
car
tell you
and
next.
don't ever use them. No, but I mean, for wintertime, I put a bag of popcorn in there. I put like a packet of like Swiss Miss, and then it just says, hey, I'm not just your neighbor. I'm also your local real estate agent. If you're ever thinking about buying or selling a home, please feel free to reach out to me. And at the bottom of the door hanger, there's like little like slits that you can put your business card in. It's just a really cute touch. And granted, I've only walked through my neighborhood twice, but like, you
Have
know,
you gotten
I-
So you
from
literally
it?
knock?
no. Oh no, I don't
Okay,
knock.
you just drop and
I
walk.
just drop. I just,
Okay.
if they're outside
You'll, like,
and
go up to them.
working, I will strike
you
up
bring
a
your kids?
conversation.
Yeah.
I brought my kids in the wagon.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
you
brought
know, and
mine, too.
they actually loved running up to the door and doing it for
Oh,
me,
that's a
which
good idea.
you know, it's not like I
Uh-huh.
don't know. using my kids for my work, but at the same
I
time,
know, I
it's
do.
important.
Take advantage.
It's important for them to see,
Work
like
ethic, they need to learn.
the lengths that you have to go to sometimes for your business. And so I loved bringing them along and having them witness that and helping out and pitching in. And, I gave them allowance, for helping out. It's like, okay, you're working, I'm going to pay you.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it was really, really fun. I have not gotten any
Okay, that was my question.
calls
Yeah.
yet. No, because I've only done it twice. But like I said before, a lot of people have said it takes 8 touches on somebody's house
Totally.
in order to have something happen. And so for me, I'm just also, you just have to keep being consistent with what you're doing. You don't do something
Hope
once
that
and then
someone
drop it
kept
off.
it. You never know. Like, not everyone probably threw it away. Like, hopefully.
Yeah.
So it's like, who's actually holding
Yeah.
on to it for when they need it? You don't know.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Were you
But
gonna say something?
Erica, she has some.
So I mean,
Throw
I'm
Erica
not,
under the bus.
I'm not as creative nor generous as Piper, but I also created door
She's like,
hangers.
they're not getting popcorn.
They're not getting any food. Sorry.
The frugal
I don't have time for that. No, so a mentor of mine on my team recommended that I start a Facebook page, and she's like, "Why don't you just print door hangers and like ask people to join the Facebook page, and then you could eventually befriend them on Facebook, and then they'll see your realtor, like just building relationships."
Yeah.
So I did that. I have hung half the neighborhood maybe with door hangers. I did bring our daughter first, but it was kind of a bad decision because it was right before her nap time. So it was kind of stressful.
She's crabby and cold.
She's crabby, yes. And they're still sitting right by my front door.
Yeah. Each time I come over, I'm like, hey, what are these doing here?
I just dread it because it's a new construction community and everyone has Ring doorbells, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah,
they're
they do.
just, I'm just gonna look like an idiot.
Oh my
No,
God.
that's when
But
you
it's
say
fine.
something cute into their camera. Just be
Oh,
like,
gosh.
I'm not going to knock and bother you,
No.
but I am your local realtor. I'd love
Oh, for
to
sure you gotta
help
do
you
that.
out.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
I feel like here's a little dance. No,
You're going to go viral
No,
on
it's
TikTok
so-
as like the cute
Yeah,
little
that's
realtor
true.
that pops up on people's Ring cameras.
So-
Oh, I didn't even think. I might steal that now.
Yeah, do
exactly.
it.
There you go.
So I do need to finish that. But I mean, yeah, on the flip side, like I have built relationships. Like our neighbors who are like close to us, we're Facebook friends, we talk.
And you just
It's-
joined a Bible study.
I did.
For like
Yes.
growing network. And
Yes.
It's not like it's the only reason you joined, but
Just for leads. No,
But
I'm just kidding.
you're also reading the Bible in a year, and what's that
I
program
am,
called?
Bible recap.
Yep.
Yes.
recap.
So I'm getting more involved in my church. I also help with the nursery. So like once a month I'll volunteer in the 2-year-olds class. And yeah, just like meeting other, especially moms. Obviously that's who I can bond with. But yeah, women's Bible study is great every week. And again, it's just building relationships for me. Like that's what I'm best at. And I don't know. I'm bad at like going
We're
up to
all
people and
that.
being
We're all
like,
building
Well, Erica, the
relationships.
thing that strikes me, it's so funny with you because you always say like, I don't want to do this and I don't want to do that, but you will get up in front of 500 people
Yeah.
on a whim and just like chat about whatever.
I could, yeah.
And that doesn't scare you.
no.
I'm
I could
so
talk
opposite.
in front of a billion people, but then if it's like a small group, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know,
See,
it's
I'm
weird.
opposite.
Same.
Small
Yeah.
circles is where I thrive. Big crowds, I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, save me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just face my fear, I guess. I gotta get
We all got to do
over.
it.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. But
get outside your
I know
comfort zone.
Yes.
you and I do bring coffee and stuff. Like I bring coffee to Aubrey's daycare.
Oh, yeah, I
but
did,
I've always done that my whole, even before I was a real estate agent. Like I was the
I
person that brought the
know.
pizza and the coffee, and I made special things at home and give them away. I'm a giver, and I love. Like I brought you a present today, you know. So like I just am that person that would bring everyone
Yes.
coffee. Like I wanted to bring Andy sourdough bread, you know, that kind of thing. So
Yeah. Well, is that your love language? Is like gift
for
giving?
sure.
oh, giving people gifts, yes,
Yeah.
not receiving them.
Yeah.
I mean, I like them, but
I won't say no.
I won't say no. No, my love language is when someone does something for me.
Yeah,
Ooh,
mine's
acts of
acts of service.
service.
Acts
For
of
sure.
service, same.
Yeah,
Like, especially
I
the
could care
cleaning.
less about gifts or physical touch. Don't touch me.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. But yeah, you've brought stuff for your kids' school, right? Like donuts.
Yeah, so the staff members, there's 39 staff members there, and I know that 3 of them share a similar allergy to me. So, I went out of my way because I wanted to bring donuts. And because the donut shop right by our house, actually one of the parents at the school owns it. And so I wanted to also support the local small business while also helping out the teachers and whatnot. And so, Yeah, I mean, I just went and picked up donuts and went to a different gluten-free bakery and brought donuts there. And then I just kind of handed them off to the office administrator, and she went around with a cart that morning. And
You left some business cards, right?
I did, yeah. I put like a little cute sign next to it that just says, thank you, school staff for all that you do for our kids. We appreciate it more than you know. If you ever have any real estate needs, I'm here for you. Please take a card. And like at the bottom, there's like a stack of my business cards. And so, yeah, I'd say
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Another thing I can think of is referrals, right? We're all sphere-based. The one thing we rely on is referrals too. And providing that exceptional service to people, going above and beyond, thinking of cute things to do. And like there's times where I'm like, okay, I haven't talked to my client for like 4 days. Like, is there something I can write them? Hey, oh yeah, your utilities are this. Or like, then my clients that closed last week, like first time home buyer, like literally was so confused about all the different filters he needs in his house. So I went and picked up a bunch of filters and wrote down when he's supposed to change them out. And then I gave them to him at closing with a couple other things, but like little things like that. And like sometimes if I have a seller moving, I'll go drop off boxes like on a big thing of tape and a permanent marker for them to start moving.
Yeah.
Like little things like that to show that you care, to show that you go above and beyond, to show that you're do more than the average real estate agent.
It's not just a transaction.
No, it's not.
You. Yeah.
And really, really pick something that you're passionate about, that you care about, that you like to share with others. Like I love that. I love going to Home Depot, getting those boxes and stuff, and then dropping them off because you're going to be at their house to pick up other things anyway. So when they get an accepted offer, here's your boxes. Here's a start.
Right.
Yeah. I feel like that's the realtor motto is the little things go.
The little things.
The little things go the farthest.
Yep.
Yeah.
I miss them sometimes for everybody. So I haven't been able to, there's some things I do for every single person, but then there's sometimes where one person accidentally I miss.
Well, that's the tough part. It's like, oh my gosh, you have to remember like their home anniversary and birthdays and
it's a lot. Home anniversary,
I know,
yeah.
I'm so bad about it too. I've done it, I think, for 75% of my clients, but then I get pregnant and my brain just stops. So, and then also the last thing like I wanted to touch on is just meeting with lenders. I mean, I have built such a good rapport with 2 lenders, and we've exchanged business back and forth, and it's just because we try to meet quarterly just for a cup of coffee and chat about how we can better our business, and it's just a two-way street. So hopefully by all of us sharing our ideas of how we get business besides picking up the phone and asking if someone wants to buy, sell, or invest in real estate every day of our lives.
We can't do that.
Hopefully you found something in here that you can take away and apply to your business and something you haven't done or tried before. And we'll end with our...
Yeah, I was going to say, we could probably do 2.0 version of this.
Oh, yeah. We can, like, dig...
Because I feel like I have
a lot.
I know. We have so many more ideas.
We could do
That's a good start.
How to generate business without cold calling part 2.
Yeah.
Because we still need to touch on Google business giveaways.
Oh, Google
industry
business, you guys.
stuff.
That's so important. I could go on and on and on.
I could too.
That.
And having a good Google business is key. Because Google is where you search for everything.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, anytime I Google something, I want to find the reviews for it.
Yeah. So there's a sneak peek into a future episode.
Yeah.
Boom.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to end on Date, Marry, Kill.
Our last one of season 1.
Yes. And so this is about the real estate shows. We're going to do Selling OC, Selling Sunset, or Buying Beverly Hills. Piper, I'll let you start because I know you watch them all.
Reality TV junkie. Okay. I mean, I'm going to immediately kill Selling the OC. I think it's a terrible spinoff of Selling Sunset. I think it's just like over the top dramatic. It's just, all of them are trashy to me. I'm sorry. I'm going to date Buying Beverly Hills only because I haven't seen enough yet.
Really?
Selling Sunset, I mean, I've been like,
Mauricio.
that's like the OG. I've been like a fan since season 1, and yeah, I think they're on 7 seasons now. They're almost one of the longest running series on Netflix. I think they're like one season behind.
Oh, wow.
I thought they only had one.
No, Selling Sunset.
With Mauricio?
Yeah, Buying Beverly
Selling
Hills. Selling Sunset,
Sunset.
marrying.
Okay, you're married.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I am stuck between the two selling ones, but I would marry Buying Beverly Hills. I thought that one was so much better. I loved like the people in it and just like the actual
There's less drama.
storyline.
Yeah.
It's like the family business, and I could like relate to it so much because the girls in there work for their dad, who's the broker, and like I work for my dad, who's the builder. So I just feel like I could relate, and I loved that show. So I want them to come out with more seasons.
I think they are. I think season 2 is like
Hopefully.
supposed to be coming out like
Hopefully.
I follow him on
Anytime.
Instagram, and it says something like that.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So I'll be waiting for that. I'm just gonna go against the grain here and kill Selling Sunset because I feel like it's just getting. Yeah, this just gets to be too much on there. It's more about like the girls and what they're wearing and not the houses. So
then I like
I'm gonna say Selling OC because I like a lot of the houses they show on there, and I feel like they have like really cool properties on the OC one. So
Okay, you need to go to season 7, episode 5 of Selling Sunset.
How do you know
oh my
this?
gosh.
Because it is the most stunning
You've
house I've
already
ever
texted
seen in
me
my
this.
life. I have because you guys, it's literally the most jaw-dropping house I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't even walk through it in person. Just seeing it on film, I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
So the drama does get to be a lot, but I just love the houses. So I'll. What did I say? Oh yeah, I'm gonna kill Selling Sunset and date OC.
And Erica and I don't watch any of these. I've only watched Beverly Hills, and I'll marry that and kill the other two because I don't know anything about the other two.
Yeah. I actually hate reality TV. I hate it. So I would I hate it. Like I would for sure. I'm just gonna say
wants
kill.
like a
I would kill Selling
thriller.
Sunset. Yes,
True.
because I just see the commercials and I'm like, I get so annoyed and I'd change it. So I'd kill them because that's all I see.
I love you.
Buying Beverly Hills. I guess I would marry because the Mauricio dude, he's on that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, and
He's so
you
even.
sent me a podcast with him being interviewed, and I actually really like him.
Yep.
So
I do too. He's a good businessman.
yes, and then I guess Selling OC, which I don't know, but that's
Erica
that's
would want like a haunted house show. She's
Yeah.
all about thrillers and not reality.
Yeah,
so.
She's willing to date people she doesn't even know. That's
True
why you
crime.
just kill them right
True
away.
crime.
True crime
Maybe we could do true crime
Yeah.
date, marry, kill the next time.
Except for I would
I
be
won't know
scared.
any of
I won't
them.
either. Too
Yeah.
scared. I know what's that one? The the murderer one.
Oh gosh.
Making a
Yeah.
Murderer?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Carol Baskin one. That's about it.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna wrap up there before we got on a rabbit hole of thrillers. But yeah, thank you for tuning in to season 1 of She Means Business. If there's a topic you'd like us to cover in season 2, please feel free to just message us on Instagram. Our page is just She Means Business MN. If you're not following us already, we're gonna take a little break, but we'll be back with more episodes and some more guests coming in season 2. So thanks so much, guys.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
We want to express our gratitude to all of you who have supported us and continue to tune in. Without you, this podcast wouldn't be possible. Stay tuned for more exciting episodes coming your way. Until then, remember to keep exploring, keep learning, and keep listening to She Means Business.